Hello and welcome to Much Think, the show about thinking too much. Today we're talking about Hakuna Matata, that most wonderful of phrases. It's the most iconic part of The Lion King, and honestly, it's a little frustrating. If you grew up in the 90s, or really if you've been alive at any point since 1994, you've likely seen The Lion King. It was Disney's biggest film for about 2 decades until a talking snowman ruined it all. He had Broadway show, sequels, 2 spin-off TV shows. The Lion King's the real deal. And at the center of it all is this catchy tune about living happy, being carefree. People even get tattoos of these words. It's basically, don't worry, be happy. The original, keep calm and carry on. Except that it isn't.
Look, kid. Bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
That's Timon spelling out what Hakuna Matata typically means to us. Then he immediately says,
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
You see, Hakuna Matata is really a phrase about how wonderful it is to not care about your problems. It's okay if you're confused. So is Simba.
Well, that's not what I was taught.
Oh, the shame! He was ashamed! For the change in my name! Oh, what's in a name? And I got downhearted! How'd you feel? Every time that Hey, Pumbaa! Not in front of the kids!
Oh, sorry.
The fart joke makes it easy to miss, but Pumbaa is saying that he left the Pride Lands because he felt shame
the shame!
at being smelly. His solution was to live in seclusion with Timon, the one person who doesn't seem to mind his stench. He literally hides from his problem. They even live in a hiding place. It's a place hidden away from the rest of the world, from their problems. Because, you know, Hakuna Matata.
It's our problem-free philosophy!
Hakuna Matata means putting your happiness above the happiness of others. I think the movie comes down pretty hard on this. The Lion King as a whole is about themes of personal responsibility, sacrifice, self-discovery. The ideals of Hakuna Matata prevent Simba from experiencing those themes. This is the movie. Everything in it revolves around this central point. And I mean that literally because Hakuna Matata's first mentioned at about minute 44 of the film's 88-minute runtime. You can split the movie into pre- and post-Hakuna Matata. So with that in mind, let's re-examine the film considering this theme of happiness. We have a boy who was born to be king, who thinks he will be a great king because obviously he will be a great king. His father tries to teach him that sometimes you must put the lives of others first, but the boy recklessly puts his own happiness first, inadvertently putting several people in danger. The boy's uncle also thinks he will be a great king because obviously he will be a great king, so he puts his happiness first, ending one life to serve his happiness at the possible cost of everyone else's. The boy runs away where he meets 2 men who tell him, your father was wrong, your own happiness really is what's most important, something the boy had suspected all along. He lives in peace for some time with these guys before an old friend comes along and tells him he has to put the lives of others first. And he talks to his sky dad who tells him, yeah, the lives of others are important, dummy. And the boy, who is now a man, goes back home to find his uncle has reduced the kingdom to shambles and put several people in danger for the sake of his own happiness. The boy, who is now a man, ends the life of one to serve the happiness of everyone else at the possible cost of his own happiness because he has now learned to put the lives of others first. He becomes king. And yes, Simba does end up happy, but the point is he had a pretty sweet life in exile, and he gives that up, risks that happiness, so that he can save his people. There's no guarantee he's going to get that happy ending, and he knows that, but he still puts the other people first. When I say that Hakuna Matata is the villain of The Lion King, I mean that both Simba and Scar are struggling with a me-first philosophy, and Hakuna Matata is the film's exploration of that philosophy. Here's Simba's idea of being king.
Free to do it all my way.
He thinks being king means getting to do whatever you want. Now here's Scar's idea of being king.
I am the king. I can do whatever I want.
Both Simba and Scar think they will make great kings, and they even have the same reason for wanting to be king. They want to call the shots. They aren't thinking of anyone else. Simba initially refuses to come home because he doesn't want the responsibility of being king. He doesn't want to have to deal with other people's problems, and he uses Hakuna Matata as his justification for doing so. He still wants to live the easy life, but luckily he gets some sense knocked into him. Now let's go back to that conversation with Sky Dad. He doesn't tell Simba to go off and kill Scar. He tells Simba, remember yourself. Simba has lost his way, and he's lost his way because of Hakuna Matata. It's at this point that Simba rejects Hakuna Matata and is able to return home to free his people. Yes, Simba has to defeat Scar in order to win back Pride Rock, but have you ever wondered why it's the hyenas that kill Scar and not Simba? The easy answer is that Disney didn't want blood on the hands of their hero, because not all heroes wear capes.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Or maybe it shows how the tools of Scar's villainy are his undoing, or maybe it's because the hyenas show you what happens when you take the easy life too far. When you have to scavenge for scraps because you've decided that going hungry is easier than finding food. Just like Scar is the dark mirror of Simba, sharing similar goals and motivations, the hyenas are the dark mirror of another pair.
Ah, you aching? Yup. For some bacon. Yup.
If Timon and Pumbaa symbolize the awesome temptation of living the easy life, then the hyenas symbolize the inevitable downfall of that lifestyle, when easy living turns to laziness. But luckily, Timon and Pumbaa don't end the film the same characters we first met. And I think this is really important to understanding the meaning of the film, and specifically whether or not Hakuna Matata is a good philosophy. They too have given up their easy life. They put their lives in danger to save others. They run to problems instead of running away from them. Hakuna Matata is the villain because although Simba may need to beat Scar to become king, he has to beat Hakuna Matata first. He has to understand the importance of taking responsibility before he can do anything. Ultimately, The Lion King is a story of opposites, a story of cycles, or perhaps a circle of life. It is a story of a boy who becomes a king by learning a true life is lived through others. And that is it for The Lion King. Let me know in the comments what you think of Hakuna Matata. Did I blow your mind? Am I totally wrong here? Do you wonder why I've lost sleep over this? I wonder that too. If you're new to the channel, give it a like and a subscribe. That is the fruits and vegetables of YouTube, helping it grow big and strong. There is more to come, so stay tuned to Much Think. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.